Hello everyone, my name is Jordan, also known as X-3. Today is Musical Monday. It's kind of late, but I will do my best to get this video out to you guys as soon as possible. So today we're only going to focus on a few things. We're only going to focus on how I created this bass. It's a wobble bass. After that, then that's going to be it for basically this video. I had an idea, kind of like a flowing idea, and then I made it into a song. So I will also release this song to you guys afterwards. It'll be in the description below. So yeah, let's get into it. So this is how the verse and the main sounds. Alright, so the first thing you guys want to do is change the BPM down here from 120 to 131. Next, throw in the blank instance of a combinator and a blank instance of Thor and open it up. First, I want to go through all my oscillators. Then I want to go through my filter 1, my filter 2, and then I'm going to attack the amp envelope and some of the routing. So for the first oscillator, we're going to take this down 2 octaves. We're going to leave the pulse width where it is. And we're going to route 1 and 3 to our first filter. The second oscillator needs to be an analog. Same thing for the third. So for the second analog oscillator, we're going to change this to a square. And we're going to have this PW width to be modulated, so it's going to stand at 114. Okay, because it's going to be modulated later. The third oscillator, actually we do need to route that to filter 2 anyways, is our first oscillator. So our second oscillator is actually going to be a frequency modulator for our first frequency. So you'll see what that does. It doesn't do too well in the mix. So anyways, change your last analog oscillator to a sine wave and take it down 2 octaves. Sounds a little fat to me. So you want to take your frequency down to about 2/5, somewhere around there. And your resonance needs to be up around the same place, about 2/5. Next, you're going to want to route this signal back into filter 2. So this filter needs to be a comb filter. Comb filters are great to get very different results. Turn up the drive to about 67. Take the frequency all the way down, and for the resonance you're going to want this to be 31. Take off the envelope filter, we don't need it, and the envelope filter can be applied a little bit more to our first filter. So let's see, oh, also this needs to be negative. So let's see how it sounds. Sounds like a old sounding instrument that's supposed to be a very old synth bass. So turn up the sustain all the way. And for the filter envelope, we don't need to mess with it. But for LFO 1, turn on key sync, turn on tempo sync, and turn the rate to 1/8. It's about 3/4 of the way around. Turn up keyboard follow all the way up. Turn on delay, and for the delay take the dry down, and the time we're going to take this down to about 15 milliseconds, 15.7. The feedback is fine. The rate, we're going to take that all the way down, and for the amount just turn it up a little bit more. What this does, it creates a little bit more stereo width without actually going and messing with an echo. It's built right in. So after this, we're going to go into our routing. For the routing, I'm going to choose my oscillator 2. The amount for oscillator 2 is going to be 31. And it's going to be routed to oscillator 1 frequency modulation. And we're going to apply this amount 1 to a scale of oscillator 3. Over the course of time, this sub will slowly move in with the music, causing your dance floor to kind of like push in and kind of give it a little bit more space for your audience to dance. It's a slight trick I like to use. Anyways, the next thing we're going to do is down here in the routing bus is we're going to take LFO1 and we're going to right click edit automation. And I'm just going to draw in a little block here. We won't need to mess with that until after. And this is going to change our oscillator 2 frequency modulation. So our LFO1 is going to change the rate of how oscillator 2 is going to modulate its signal. So it's going to sync time this sound to this sound, but it's going to be rapidly changing. And that's how that's done. So in order to finalize this sound, I kind of add some clarification. So I create a digital vocoder, I take it to 8 bands and turn it to equalize, and I take the shift to 3/4 of the way around. Next, I throw on the pulverizer. For the pulverizer, I don't use the squash because that only minimizes the sound. I take the frequency all the way down to, I take it to about 100 Hertz and change it to a high pass. The reason why I do this is so that way when we get with the lows and our sound, it's going to completely cut it off. So that way we can have a better sub if you want to. But I'm going to change this to about 60 Hertz or so. So that way I can allow the sub to breathe. So if you want to create a fancy move, I'm just going to create a C note. Stretch it out, and I'm going to modulate this from 0, and if this value of this line ever says anything else except 0, just hit 0, draw in another waypoint and just stretch it up. Here you guys go, and let's see what we created. It's pretty cool, but I'd like to stretch it out more. Stretch it to 5. So there you guys have it, your very own kind of warbled sound. It's very interesting and it could be used for a lot of useful, interesting automations to the next synth level. So thanks for joining me guys, and I guess I'll see you guys tomorrow for Tumble Tuesday and percussion. Take care and peace. Hey everyone, so thanks for joining me for the first day of Musical Monday in this week of scheduling for videos. So I'm trying to get this video out to you guys, and I want to say thank you guys very much. You guys motivate me to the next level. I know it's kind of late, but I want to do my best to get this out to you guys, so that way I can study a little bit more for my final and go to sleep. Tomorrow we're going to be focusing on Tumble Tuesday. This is mostly on how to create very great percussion, or how to finalize your percussion and make it better for anything you're doing. It's a A+ effort. Anyways, yeah, so I'll check you guys out later. Thanks for joining me. Have a good one. Be sure to subscribe, it always helps, and leave a comment or two if you find this useful. Anyways, thanks for joining me. Have a great one, and peace.